We have officially reached the point in American history where the most brilliant financial strategy available to the middle class is simply walking in the opposite direction of the border wall. The national media wants you to believe that the southern border is a chaotic, uninhabitable wasteland of endless political theater and dusty highways. But if you look closely, you will see a massive, quiet army of remote workers, retirees, and priced-out millennials packing their bags and moving directly to the actual borderline. They are doing this for one incredibly simple reason. The American dream is currently available at a 50% discount, provided you are willing to commute through a federal checkpoint to get your groceries. People are tired of drowning in debt. They are tired of working 60 hours a week just to afford a tiny apartment that smells like regret. Today, we are exposing the ultimate geographic cheat code. These are the twin cities where you can hold a secure American address, earn American dollars, and literally walk across a bridge to pay Mexican prices for everything else. Welcome to the great cross-border migration. Let us zoom out and look at the sheer absurdity of the current economic landscape. The cost of living in the United States has morphed into a financial hostage situation. You are likely paying $3,000 a month for a basic suburban rental, and a single trip to the dentist for a root canal requires you to take out a second mortgage. Outsiders look at border towns and assume they are isolated, dangerous outposts with zero infrastructure. They completely misunderstand how these regions operate. The reality is that these border communities function as massive, highly synchronized metropolitan ecosystems. The economies on both sides of the line are completely intertwined. You can earn an American salary, enjoy the safety of an American suburb, and utilize the Mexican side for incredibly cheap healthcare, affordable dining, and low-cost services. Or, if you want to take it a step further, you can rent a luxury apartment on the Mexican side for a fraction of U.S. prices, and commute to your American job. It is geographical arbitrage at its absolute finest. Yes, there are logistical hurdles. You have to understand the reality of international living, and you absolutely need to navigate the federal bureaucracy to secure a SENTRI pass. For those who do not know, the SENTRI program costs about $120 for a 5-year membership. It requires a rigorous background check and an in-person interview, but it grants you access to expedited lanes that cut the agonizing border wait times down from hours to minutes. When the math shows you can cut your cost of existence entirely in half, suddenly waiting in a borderline with a trusted traveler pass feels like a highly profitable hobby. Are you currently being crushed by the cost of housing in your city? And would you ever consider crossing an international border just to afford a comfortable life? Drop a comment below and let me know the maximum amount of time you would be willing to wait in a customs line to save $2,000 a month. Let us count down the 10 U.S. border towns where Americans are escaping the economic meat grinder. Number 10, Douglas, Arizona, and Agua Prieta if you want to live in a place where the local economy is essentially just historical copper mining and saving a fortune on asthma medication. Welcome to Douglas. This is a quiet, deeply historic town tucked away in the high desert of Cochise County. For decades, it was completely ignored by the mainstream real estate market, which is exactly why the budget-conscious expats are currently flocking here. Rents on the Arizona side are already incredibly cheap compared to Phoenix or Tucson, but expats crossing into the sister city of Agua Prieta are finding comfortable two-bedroom apartments, floating anywhere between $300 and $500 a month. The grocery savings alone are staggering, with locals crossing the line weekly to buy fresh produce and prescription medications for pennies on the dollar. The lifestyle here is pure, uninterrupted high-desert quiet. Your social life revolves entirely around the local carne asada spots, exploring historic pioneer architecture, and watching the sunset over the Huachuca Mountains. It is a slow, methodical pace of life designed for people who are entirely burnt out on the corporate rat race. The major catch is that this area is incredibly remote. If you crave the luxury amenities of a massive city, you are going to be driving nearly 2 hours to Tucson just to see a modern shopping mall or attend a major concert. You are trading convenience for absolute financial peace. But honestly, when your entire monthly overhead is cheaper than a standard car payment in Los Angeles, You can easily afford the extra gas money for a weekend road trip. Number 9. Eagle Pass, Texas, and Piedras Negras. Eagle Pass is the town you only ever hear about on the evening news during political debates, which is hilarious because the locals are way too busy saving money to care about the media circus. Nestled right on the Rio Grande, this town has quietly become a sanctuary for remote workers who want Texas tax benefits. Without the Austin price tag, you can buy a solid single-family home on the U.S. side for well under $200,000. But the real magic happens when you cross into Piedras Negras. You can secure a massive plate of authentic Coahuila-style barbecue for about $5, and the local private healthcare clinics charge roughly $25 to $50 for a standard doctor visit. This is a classic Texas border community where everyone speaks Spanglish fluently. The local high school football games are practically religious events, and you can comfortably live a middle-class life on less than $2,000 a month. The community is tight-knit, and the cost of maintaining a household is anchored by affordable property taxes and cheap local services. The major downside is the summer heat. The climate here is so aggressively oppressive that you will start hallucinating by mid-July. You will spend for months of the year running your air conditioner at maximum capacity, just to survive the afternoon sun. You might melt into the pavement during the summer, but at least your retirement account will remain perfectly intact. Number 8. Brownsville, Texas, and Matamoros. Brownsville is the only place on Earth where you can watch an Elon Musk rocket explode in the morning and eat a world-class 70-cent street taco in the afternoon. Located at the southernmost tip of Texas, this city is experiencing a massive identity crisis as the aerospace industry collides with a deeply entrenched, budget-friendly border culture. Housing costs in this deep South Texas corridor are shockingly low. Single-family home rentals commonly bounce between $800 and $1,200 a month. The proximity to Matamoros means locals routinely cross the bridge for incredibly cheap dental work, affordable veterinary care for their pets, and massive discounts on prescription drugs. The culture is a fascinating blend of incoming tech engineers, massive coastal nature reserves, and a deeply rooted Mexican heritage that makes the local food scene completely unbeatable. You are also just a short drive from the beaches of South Padre Island, giving you a tropical coastal lifestyle on an extreme budget. The trade-off here involves navigating the localized security realities of Matamoros. The Mexican side of this specific quarter has a complex safety reputation, meaning you have to be street smart and understand exactly which neighborhoods and clinics are safe for daytime visits. It is a bit like living in a science fiction movie set in a tropical frontier, but the massive discounts on your monthly overhead make the plot highly enjoyable. Number 7. Laredo, Texas, and Nuevo. Laredo. Welcome to the largest inland port in the United States, where the only thing moving faster than the 18-wheelers is the exodus of Americans looking for affordable housing. Laredo is a city built entirely on international logistics, handling billions of dollars in trade every single month. You can easily find a very comfortable apartment on the Texas side for well under $1,000. The real financial hack is the grocery and service arbitrage. By utilizing the Nuevo Laredo side for basic services, haircuts, auto repairs, and dining, expats can cut their monthly discretionary spending by a staggering 60%. The lifestyle is purely commercial and relentlessly pragmatic. It is driven by international trade, massive logistics warehouses, and people who know exactly how to bypass traffic at the World Trade Bridge. The culture is hardworking, family-oriented, and heavily focused on retail therapy, with massive shopping centers catering to the cross-border middle class. The catch is that this is a heavy industrial zone. The aesthetic is mostly concrete, truck stops, and massive distribution centers rather than scenic parks or trendy art districts. The weather is also notoriously hot and dry. You will not find any trendy artisan coffee shops or hipster boutiques here, but you will find a bank balance that actually grows at the end of every month. Number 6. Nogales, Arizona, and Nogales. Sonora. Nogales is basically one massive city that someone accidentally drew a giant steel line straight through the middle of, nicknamed Ambos Nogales. These twin cities share a deep historical bond and operate as a highly integrated economic unit. Nestled in the hills of the Sonoran Desert, this corridor is world famous for its medical tourism. Americans from all over the Southwest drive here to access comprehensive dental cleanings for $30 and specialist medical visits for a fraction of what they would pay with a high deductible American insurance plan. You can park your car on the Arizona side, walk through the pedestrian turnstile, and immediately access dozens of high-quality, English-speaking pharmacies and clinics. The cultural vibe is incredibly relaxed and historically rich. Because the city sits at a higher elevation of nearly 4,000 feet, it actually provides a surprisingly mild climate. Compared to the blazing heat of the lower Arizona desert, you get cool evenings, beautiful rolling hills, and an incredibly affordable real estate market. The downside is that the local job market on the U.S. side is highly restricted to Border Patrol, customs, and logistics work. If you plan to move here in your prime working years, you better bring a remote job or a solid digital business because local corporate jobs are practically non-existent. It is the ultimate geographic loophole for anyone who realizes that retiring in Florida is a financial death sentence. Number 5. Calexico, California and Mexicali. If you want to experience the sheer joy of paying California taxes while enduring temperatures that rival the surface of the sun, Calexico is calling your name. Located in the Imperial Valley, this border crossing is a massive agricultural and industrial hub that most coastal Californians completely ignore. The real play here is the cross-border commute. Thousands of expats and dual citizens are renting modern, air-conditioned apartments in Mexicali for $500 to $800 a month while maintaining a California address for work. The wage discrepancy is massive, allowing you to earn a California minimum wage while paying Mexican interior prices. Mexicali is a massive, highly developed industrial capital. It boasts an incredible craft beer scene and some of the best Chinese food in North America, thanks to a huge historic immigrant population that settled in the region over a century ago. The lifestyle is highly urbanized on the Mexican side, offering luxury movie theaters, massive shopping malls, and excellent private hospitals. The brutal trade-off is the border wait time. If you do not secure a SENTRI pass, the morning commute through the crossing will easily swallow 2 to 3 hours of your life every single day. The summer heat is also legendary, frequently hitting 115 degrees. Sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic is miserable, but it feels a lot better when you remember your rent is a quarter of what you would pay in San Diego. Number 4. McAllen, Texas, and Reynosa. McAllen is the quiet retail powerhouse of the Rio Grande Valley, functioning as a giant outdoor shopping mall for the entire Mexican middle class. It is a city that has mastered the art of cross-border consumerism, and it offers one of the most stable, affordable lifestyles in the country. Cost of living indices show this region routinely ranking as one of the cheapest metro areas in the entire United States. A median lifestyle here costs roughly 30 to 40% less than the national average. Housing is incredibly affordable, and the local economy is bolstered by a massive influx of Mexican nationals who cross over daily just to shop and dine. The region features incredibly lush, tropical weather and a massive influx of winter retirees known as winter Texans. The local infrastructure includes massive, state-of-the-art hospitals and medical facilities specifically built to cater to budget-conscious patients and cross-border medical tourists. The downside is that Reynosa, the sister city across the bridge, is a complex industrial hub with serious cartel friction because of the security situation. Most American expats choose to sleep strictly on the Texas side and only cross the bridge for daytime medical appointments or highly specific errands. You get all the cheap living of a border town without having to surrender the safety of your American zip code, which is the ultimate bureaucratic victory. Number 3. Yuma, Arizona, and Los Algodones. Every winter, Yuma transforms into a massive parking lot for 250,000 retirees who realize that American Medicare does not actually cover their teeth. This agricultural powerhouse in the southwestern corner of Arizona is a mecca for the budget-conscious snowbird. Right across the border is Los Algodones, a town affectionately known by expats as Molar City. You can literally walk past hundreds of pharmacies, optical shops, and dental clinics offering crowns, implants, and root canals for up to 80% off U.S. prices. The sheer concentration of medical professionals catering strictly to Americans is absolutely mind-boggling. The lifestyle here is unapologetically designed for seniors and remote workers. It features endless RV parks, cheap golf courses, and an entire local economy dedicated to keeping people healthy and entertained for pennies on the dollar. You can eat a great meal, get your teeth cleaned, pick up a year's supply of medication, and be back in your American living room by noon. The catch is that during the summer, the snowbirds vanish. The town turns into a ghost town baking under 115-degree heat, and the local agricultural fields create massive dust storms. It is a seasonal paradise that requires serious endurance during July and August. If you can survive the summer heat stroke, your dental hygiene and your savings account will be absolutely immaculate. Number 2. El Paso, Texas. And Ciudad Juárez. El Paso is consistently ranked as one of the safest large cities in Texas, which is deeply ironic considering it directly borders one of the most historically chaotic cities in the Western Hemisphere. The contrast between these two cities is staggering, but their economic integration is absolute. The synergy here allows residents to live in safe, beautiful, affordable El Paso neighborhoods while crossing into Juárez to access world-class private hospitals. You can see a top-tier medical specialist for $30 to $50 a visit, or hire affordable household help and landscaping services that would cost a fortune anywhere else in America. This is a massive, isolated mountain metropolis. The food is legendary, the people are incredibly friendly, and the culture operates as a totally unique hybrid that feels completely disconnected from the rest of Texas. The influence of the local university and the massive military base keeps the economy highly stabilized. The trade-off is the sheer geographic isolation. If you want to drive to another major U.S. city like Austin or Dallas, you are staring down a mind-numbing 8-hour road trip through completely empty desert. You are on an economic island. It is an incredible place to build wealth, as long as you do not mind feeling like you live on a completely different planet. Number 1. San Diego, California, and Tijuana. And finally, we reach the undisputed king of cross-border geographical arbitrage, where you can surf in the morning and eat a Michelin-quality dinner for $40 in the evening. The San Diego and Tijuana corridor is the busiest land border crossing in the world, and it has become the ultimate playground for priced-out coastal elites. Tens of thousands of Americans are actively living in Tijuana luxury high-rises for $1,000 to $1,500 a month. They are crossing the border daily to earn six-figure California tech, finance, and healthcare salaries. The financial leverage you gain by earning San Diego wages and paying Tijuana rent is practically unmatched anywhere else in the world. Tijuana has evolved into a massive cultural powerhouse. It offers a booming culinary scene in the Zona Rio, easy access to the luxury wineries of Valle de Guadalupe, and a vibrant nightlife that makes the sleepy San Diego suburbs look completely boring. You get international luxury living on a fresh graduate budget. The massive, glaring trade-off is the sheer bureaucratic nightmare of the border itself. Without a SENTRI pass or a motorcycle to split lanes, the border crossing will literally consume your entire soul and ruin your daily commute. Even with the pass, you have to tolerate the daily chaos, the pollution at the port of entry, and the absolute unpredictability of federal customs agents. It takes a special kind of person to navigate international customs before grabbing their morning coffee, but for half-price ocean views. The hassle is absolutely worth it. At the end of the day, the narrative that you must bankrupt yourself just to survive in North America is a complete illusion. We are sold a very specific version of the American dream that requires massive debt and endless stress. Yes, living on the border requires patience. It requires you to understand complex logistics, navigate foreign bureaucracies, and occasionally deal with the absolute chaos of international bridge traffic. But it also offers something that the interior of the United States simply cannot provide anymore. It offers a dignified, comfortable life on a normal salary. You do not have to wait for the national housing market to magically fix itself. And you do not have to beg your boss for a raise just to cover your property taxes. You can simply change your geography, manipulate the currency exchange, and play a completely different game on a completely different board. Are these border towns the ultimate financial escape hatch for the middle class? Or is the secret already out and the rental prices are doomed to skyrocket? Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep tracking the real data. Behind the real estate headlines, leave a comment below with your thoughts on international living. Until next time, keep an eye on the exchange rate, make sure your passport is renewed, and never pay American prices for a dental cleaning again.